to the Kinda Late Night podcast.
Welcome to a special Halloween podcast.
I'm Kenji.
I'm David. If you guys can't see me right now, on the YouTube video that we're recording, I have a scary mask on. Hello.
And I have a little...
Also, I'm taking it off now because I can't breathe. Okay.
I have a little cheetah shirt and a little cat ears, so we're all dressed up for Halloween. Welcome to our spooky Halloween episode.
Yay. Welcome.
Well, we're going to talk about all things Halloween in our lives.
We are.
Yes, we
We're
are.
about to
Yes,
dive
we
right
are.
in
Mhm.
to all things Halloween. All things.
So, David.
Yes.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Yingling. What are you drinking?
Yingling.
Yay.
Every time...
You drink the same
one
thing.
who gives me stuff from
all
your
the time.
fridge. I'm drinking a Yingling.
Good.
Beer.
Good. We are both drinking Yingling.
Awesome.
Yay, domestic beers.
So I think we're gonna dive right into it.
We're gonna dive right in.
Halloween.
Halloween, my favorite.
Why is it your favorite holiday?
Because it's amazing. It's the one time of year where I could be whatever I was about to quote Mean Girls, but I'm not gonna do that. Where I can be whatever I want, and it's just super fun. Like, it's very freeing, I think. So, yay!
Yep.
I love it.
I think I never really had a connection with Halloween. I just thought it was fun. But then I've met so many people whose favorite holiday is like Halloween.
Right.
Strange.
Me being one of those people.
You being one of those people.
Yeah.
So I have a very important question.
Go.
Halloweentown or Hocus Pocus? There's two kinds of people in the world.
Those are my two favorite Halloween.
But which one reigns supreme?
The thing is, the OG is Hocus Pocus for me. That's like the OG classic Halloween mother effing movie. That is the movie.
See, for me, it's Halloweentown.
We can't be friends anymore.
Goodbye.
We're done with this podcast.
And goodbye. No, I just feel like Halloweentown is so wholesome. Like, so much
It is.
family.
It is. It's wholesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. Like I said, they're both my favorite. It was very hard to choose, but I have to.
Hocus
I
Pocus.
gotta go with the OG.
It's a little sexy,
Right?
which I love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. I love it.
The Sanderson sisters.
Sanderson sisters.
Yeah. I Put a Spell on You. Iconic.
Put a spell on you,
And
I am mine.
Run.
Also, we're doing a BuzzFeed quiz later on in the episode.
Oh, absolutely.
On Hocus Pocus.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned for that.
So, I think now that we have that out of the way, I think we were talking earlier about like scary shows and movies that we've seen, and I think I had mentioned that I had never seen Halloweentown 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was the one where they replaced her? The girl.
That's
Marnie?
Return to Halloweentown. That's the fourth one. And it was.
And they
worst.
just.
And then they
didn't
recruited
think we would
everyone from High
notice?
School Musical. All of a sudden, Ryan from High School Musical was in it, and then Kelsey was in it, and I'm like, who is it?
But did they
What's
not
happening?
think we would notice they replaced her?
The thing is,
They're two completely different people.
they don't even look similar.
Right.
So I thought that was just like, no. I wouldn't
Slap in
have.
the
There was no
face.
point in making another movie without the OG Marnie. But that's just my opinion. But no, so
I love her
Focus.
TikTok, by the way.
That's right, you follow
I
her. Yeah.
love her TikTok, and she's dating Calabar's son, like in
Yeah.
real life, IRL.
Yes.
And I think it's the cutest thing. So supposedly, what happened was they met at like a reunion thing for Halloweentown, and then they started dating.
Interesting.
And now they're all up on my TikTok.
All up on my TikTok. There's so much that's all up on my TikTok, but I will not go into that either.
It's a whole other episode.
Yeah.
So anyways, Halloweentown
So-
3.
So Halloweentown 2 is my favorite one.
Okay,
out of
so
all three.
Halloweentown 2 is Calabar's Revenge.
Calabar's Revenge, that's Calabar's
Right.
son. The first one is just Calabar. And and so so then he ends up dying, and then or whatever ends up happening to him, and then the second one, his son comes to like avenge him and stuff like that, and then he tries to turn the Halloweentown, like he turns it gray, and then he tries to turn the mortals into creatures. So he basically is trying to turn all the creatures into humans and humans into creatures. That's like his whole thing, because like people mock to them, like that we mock them whenever we wear costumes. So I love that one so much. And then Halloweentown 3 is where they all go to high school, and they're all like, I think Aggie ends up being one of their teachers, like the science teacher or something like that. Like she needs a job. I don't know. It's
How
weird.
have I never seen this?
I love it so much though. It's super fun. It's a good movie. And then Return to Halloweentown. happened. That's
So
the one we just talked about.
it's the
So that's
fourth.
the fourth one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then yeah, so Halloweentown series is amazing. It's very nostalgic. We all watched it when we were younger.
Apparently there's gonna be like a reunion for Hocus Pocus. I think one of the Sanderson sisters, I forgot her name, she put on Instagram, she was like rehearsing
Really?
for like a reunion. I don't know what they're doing.
I'd be all about that. The money that they make with that, oh my god.
Especially
Everyone
after
would
all
watch
these
it.
years, it's like,
Yes, it'd be so good. So good.
yeah.
I wish they made it. Well, honestly, I don't even think they would have needed to make a sequel like back then.
The
I think
thing
that'd be
is,
cool, but
if
like
it ain't
it's
broke,
just so good. It's
don't
so
break
good.
it.
Exactly.
Correct.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
So
it.
fix it. Dang it. That's a shot for me. That's a shot for me.
Yeah. But scary movies. So there's definitely more though. So those aren't the only ones. I remember some on Disney Channel growing up.
Oh my god.
One in particular was called Don't Look Under the Bed. And it was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life back then. And still, even now.
Why are you going to talk about it?
It's so scary. I don't think it was meant for children to watch. I feel like it was like meant for adults at that point when I was a kid.
I think I literally watched
just too much.
The Don't Look Under the Bed, but I didn't start it from the beginning. I think I like turned it on while like the whole like he's like the boogeyman thing was happening, and I was like,
scariest
what
looking
the
boogeyman
heck?
I've ever seen.
Scariest thing I've ever seen.
So scary. And then there ends up being two of them. Then the other guy ends up turning into a boogeyman too. Then there's two in that movie, and they're just so frightening.
Right.
So
correct.
That was, but I loved it. I loved it though. I'd watch it every Halloween, every single time it came on Disney Channel. I'd watch it and then be scared for a week straight.
Oh my god.
But I love it. What other scary movies? Do you know any other scary movies that you like?
I don't know. My head goes to like The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Insidious, Paranormal Activity.
Oh my god, that one's so
like
good.
Blair Witch Project, which I don't know. All those like.
I like Paranormal Activity because it's so realistic.
That's the thing, like those like first person camera look like the shaky.
You feel like you're
things.
there, like experiencing it with them.
I just want you to know that when Paranormal Activity first came out, I thought it was real, because when you start the movie, they say this was actual footage found, blah blah blah.
They do make it seem like it is.
But then a second one came out, and I was like, wait.
Right.
I'm no mathmatician, but these things aren't adding up. They're not. No printer, just facts.
No, they're not taking and tying.
They're not taking.
So the thing is, though, is that I was just obsessed with Paranormal Activity when it came out, and then they came out with more. I don't even know how many at this point. They came out with so many,
5 or something like
and
that.
And everyone was really good. I think I stopped watching it at a certain point, but I remember particularly the first one. I was like just obsessed with, and I think the second one was really good too. Again, super realistic. It was just like, it gave me nightmares, but I loved it again because I love horror movies.
What's like one nightmare that you have that like scares you? Do you have nightmares anymore?
I actually still do. Yes, I have terrifying dreams still. But a lot of them are just like super realistic dreams. Like it's like that could totally happen. Like I don't really typically have any more that are like, at least recently, that are like not realistic. Like these are just like awful things that can happen in real life. They're not like, oh, I saw like a ghost in the corner of my room or something like that, which that can happen too. But you know, I don't have dreams like that. So I don't know. I don't really have. What about you?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that it can happen to you because you're missing your forks. So
That's right, the fork ghost. We were gonna talk about that. I totally have a ghost in here.
Fork ghost.
My forks are gone. The thing is, I only had like 2
so
forks.
Here's the thing.
Because I'm by myself.
I was here Monday because we were uploading
also
last week.
should still have more forks. Anyway, what?
I was uploading last week's podcast. We were here Monday.
Yeah.
Right? Or this week's podcast.
Yep. And there was
2
forks.
And then we were having dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We had some salad, and then I asked you for a fork.
Right.
Which you had.
Right.
Today is Wednesday, as we are recording this, and again we were having dinner. And where are your forks?
Don't know. We looked everywhere.
So the conclusion here is that a ghost has infested David's apartment.
So I'm haunted. I'm haunted.
Which was funny because today we were doing the Halloween episode and we were like, And then David comes out of the bathroom because we typically turn the air off so that there's no noise for you guys. And he's like, did you just turn the air on?
Right. I thought I heard like...
And I was like,
noise.
No?
Like I thought I heard the air again. And I'm like, it's definitely off. It went up 2 degrees, so it definitely was not on. Is it me at this point? Don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing things, Kenji. And I don't even know.
It's plausible.
The forks, I can't explain that for myself. But I don't know what to tell you with that. But
you don't have a single fork in this house.
not a single fork. Well, now I have a plastic one that I'm gonna reuse until I get more forks. You know what? It's fine. Also, do you have any other gross stories? Well, I definitely have
nightmares?
some. No, yeah, we're doing nightmares right now. We're gonna go into stories after that.
Okay.
So
nightmares. I think. Okay.
I mean, I had some growing up, some nightmares growing up, but I haven't had any recently.
I think not recently, but I think one reoccurring nightmare that I had, was like I'm always being chased. So like I'm always being chased by something. Like the one big one that I keep having is that I'm being chased by Nazis, and I'm hiding. I'm dead ass. I'm not even joking. I'm always like I always pick up the dream where I'm like hiding under a table, hiding in a bookcase, hiding somewhere. I'm in Frank now. Like honestly, I'm just like it's really scary because like I don't know. I wake up and I'm like, what does that even mean?
Right. I don't know. I don't know how to decipher dreams. I'm always so curious about what my dreams mean, but I haven't dived into that yet.
So I did.
About your Nazi dream?
Mm-hmm. And it said that like if you're dreaming about like something's chasing you, you're like running away from something in your life, which like
makes sense.
Obviously,
like, I feel like you could have figured that out for yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Career change. Dream interpreter.
Right. This is my 2 weeks. I'm putting that on LinkedIn now.
Love it.
So one spooky thing that happened was that
this is a dream.
No, this was at my old house.
Oh, so we're going into stories. Okay.
Stories.
Yes.
Story time. So we were at my house, my old house back home, and like me, my mom, and my aunt were like sitting around chit-chatting. And then we just kept hearing things like go bang. What? And we were freaking the fuck out. Like,
what the hell?
We all reconvened to the staircase, and my aunt just yells, "Whoever's in here, get out of this house!" And we were just freaking. Now, could it have just been random little noises that we just kind of freaked out about? Of course. But we chose to believe that there was an entity there.
You know what? Night. It definitely could have been. Who knows?
The thing is, I don't know, and my approach on things like this is like better to be safe than sorry.
Correct.
So, did I go and lock my bedroom and hide?
Oh yeah.
Yes, because you don't know.
Absolutely.
Right. So.
That was when you were younger, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, I don't know, like 14.
I remember one when I was younger. I was like, we had a bunk bed, me and my brother, and I was on the top bunk, and we had our door open, and our dining room was basically all I could see down, like at the other end of the house, and so it had lights that were like the lights that you can kind of like control, so it like what is that called, like fades. And
like a dim light.
Yeah, it was a dim light for the dining room lights, and it lights up the whole room. And so I remember like waking up. I could have been like still dreaming and not known it, but I swear I felt like I had woken up, and like I looked and like they were like going very slowly up and down. So like the lights were very slowly like dimming and then going up and then dimming and going up, and I was like, little kids here, so I'm like sitting here in bed and I'm like sweating from my anxiety attack that's going on. It's like what the fuck, like what is actually happening? I didn't wake anyone up. I literally just closed my eyes and went back to sleep, and I was like, it's gonna be gone. And obviously it was, but it was very scary and it was very traumatizing. And I was just like, and I asked people the next day. I asked my parents, I asked my grandpa. I was like, did anybody go out to the dining room, whatever? And this was like at probably like 2 a.m. So nobody was out there. And everyone said, they were like, no, I was sleeping. I never went out, blah, blah, blah. And also, why would it be any of them like turning the lights up and down really slowly?
Right.
That's just sketchy anyway. So
Sketch.
Either everyone's sus in my house or there was a ghost. Whatever. Anyway, that was one story.
You're the imposter, David.
Hashtag Among Us, by the way.
Hashtag Among Us. We've been playing that lately.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I know. I always introduce things to people and then they do it without me and I get upset.
I text her all the time. I'm like, I'm playing Among Us.
And I'm like, oh, without me? You're fake.
Yep. And I'm like, I've been playing for hours. Because I have. What's another story you have?
Oh. This one's kind of deep, so like I don't know, but
trying to get deep.
So like If you guys remember last episode, we talked about a breakup I had with this guy who like got mad at me for not having, he couldn't find the sweatpants that he wanted. That guy. When we broke up for good, I remember I was crying in my room. I was just very upset, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was just crying, and I was like in and out of sleep, and I was just like inconsolable, I guess. And then like I hate that I brought this up. I felt like something touched me, and I felt a voice. Like I could hear, it's like like someone was with me. And it was like a very soothing woman's voice, and it was like, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. And I'm alone in my room.
Yeah.
And there's like just this like whisper of a voice.
Yeah.
And I guess I fell asleep, but like I've always remembered that, and I don't know.
It's almost like you weren't even scared. It was more just like more.
It was like such a calming
comforting
feeling rushed through me, and that's where like, I don't know, not to get into the whole discussion about religion.
Well, like it could have been like an ancestor or something. It could have been somebody that was just like.
I don't know.
Spirit guide.
And like I haven't been able to like let go of that. I always think about that.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting, and the fact that like. Your senses, like you didn't get scared, like you didn't freak out, like you were just like you knew that it was something that was fine.
Yeah, I just like calmed down and like went to sleep.
Right.
And I tell people this story and they're like, oh, maybe it's just like yourself, like you're trying to calm yourself down. I'm like, maybe, but like I don't know.
I think physical sensations are different when you actually like, if you're feeling something. So I have a very similar story.
Really?
I would say I was like, kind of in a dark place at that time. So like it was when I was younger and I was like 18 or something like that. And 18 or 19. And I remember laying in my bed. It was very similar. And I literally felt the bed like go down on a certain point, like as if somebody was sitting. Like I heard it. I was on one side and I heard it on the other side.
Sus.
And I was like super sus. I was like, what? And then, but again, I wasn't scared though. I was just like, that's interesting. And then I felt like as if it was a hand. I felt like some sort of pressure go down on the blanket and then onto me.
Stop.
I swear. And I was like, and I was just frozen. And then I was just like, I didn't even know what to do. I can't even say that I felt comforted because I just didn't know what it was. I felt like it was maybe some sort of comforting spirit, but like it was just very strange to me. And then after that, I just kind of like what you did. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed and just forget about it.
What do you do?
What do you do at that point? It was already late. There was also, oh my god, there were so many things. Like there was times where I would hear the door knocking very, like it was loud. Like my door was, I swear, like there was one time it was like 3, and I was like, hello, and then literally no one said anything. It was like probably like 12 a.m.
Yikes.
At night, and I was like, hello, and then I went up to the door and opened it. No one was there.
Hello.
And I was just like, hello. All the lights were off. I was like, and then like I was like, was someone trying to prank me or something? And I was just like, no. Like I went to every door and like no, there was no noise coming from any. And then again the next day I was like, did anyone try to like come to my door last night around this time? And everyone was like, no, like super chill about it. And I was just like,
I have chills.
I totally heard that. Like that was not my imagination.
Yeah.
God, I had so many stories when I was growing up.
Yeah, I feel like
I was haunted.
I feel like we all experience, like everyone's experienced something, maybe not to that caliber, but like something that they can't explain.
Yeah. And
then it just kind of stays with them, and then you brush it off, but it's like
you don't forget it.
So so
yes.
Spill. My mom's uncle died, right? Apparently, like in a flight, like a flight like of his like went down or something. Just like planes go down, it happens. I guess I don't know those statistics, but my dad had a dream, like I don't know if it was before or after, I really don't know the story, but like it kind of stuck with me. Like he was like, I dreamt about him, and he came to me in a dream and said, this wasn't an accident, I was killed. He swears by that to this day, that like my uncle appeared.
Oh my god.
Right? Like what do you make of things like that?
Signs, dude. Like I see that as signs. That doesn't happen out of nowhere.
Yeah, right? Something like that.
That's so weird because like I had, like I don't know if like, and this is actually kind of serious because like I could not believe that I had even had that thought, but like it was like either a couple of days or the day before my great grandmother died. I had a feeling that she was gonna die. And it was so, I was literally just watching TV with my grandpa in our living room. I remember that, and I was just like, I had like this sudden. It wasn't even like I was thinking about it. I just had this sudden feeling. It just came to me, and I was like, she's gonna, And literally like a couple days later, and I was just like, how does that happen? Like I'm not psychic. That doesn't happen to me normally. That's happened to me very like seldomly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just weird phenomenon. It's like things just happen. Like either they come to you in dreams, either after the person is dead or right before or something like that. Like you just have this premonition, and I believe that that's always like a sign that it just happens. Like it's real. Like it's I don't know how it is because but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you make of stuff like that? Like
it's almost like we can't like we don't. There's so much we don't know. There's so much we don't know. We can't give like a for sure answer on it because we don't know.
Right. Oh, that chills.
Crazy.
Well, you and I are both Hispanic, and I know that in Hispanic culture there's a ton of like spooky stories. Like I just watched the movie La Llorona, which is based on so it's like a folk tale, right? And I think it's Mexican. So this woman had like a husband and like kids, and she loved them so much, but then I think this could be wrong, she found out that he was like cheating on her, or he did something to her or something, and she was so angry, she was so upset that she drowned her kids. But then eventually I guess like killing herself. And the whole thing is that like she comes back to like haunt like little kids. I'm getting this from the movie I watched. I don't know how accurate that is, but
right,
like
the actual story of
those are things that kind of oh my god, I just thought about this.
Why not just sound like Chewbacca?
What?
I can't do it again.
My grandpa used to tell me the story of El Silbón, which in English translates to like the whistler. So it was like a man, I wish I knew more of the backstory, but it was like a man who got into like a bar fight, and like he would whisper, he would whistle a lot. And so once he died, it's said that like whenever there's danger around you, the closer the danger is, like the louder you'll hear like the whistle. And he would do this to me every night. Like when I would go visit like in Venezuela, he'd be like, "Oh, El Silbón is gonna get you." I'm like, "Stop." That like creepy. Legit gets to me. Like I was like, dude. Stop, I'm not fucking around.
Dude, I've seen so many like scary shows and stuff like that on like different folk tales or whatever, like folklores, like on Chupacabra, on what is he called? Bigfoot, like all the Loch Ness Monster, and those things all creep me out, dude. I'm just like the way they talk about it, the Yeti. I'm like, oh, it's just creepy. And like there's like a show called Finding Bigfoot or something like that I used to watch.
Yes.
And they would literally legit like every episode like be searching and stuff like that, and like they would have like legit experiences on camera. I don't know how they do the show, but it seemed very real, and it was scary every single time I watch it. There was always something, like there was always some sort of tussling in the bushes that they couldn't explain, or like footsteps that they'd find or whatever.
No, thank you.
It's just creepy. It's just creepy to think about.
Speaking of creepy, what about like true crime?
I don't watch true crime. How creepy is it? Is it actually really scary?
True crime is great. What do you mean? Remember we watched that show? I think it's called Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh my god, that one's so good. That one's creepy.
What is the one that stood out to us the most?
That episode. Also, they just came out with a new season. Am I sponsoring them?
Sponsored by Netflix.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved
new
Mysteries.
Season. The thing is, the first season was amazing.
My whole life is an unsolved mystery, dude.
The first episode, it was the best episode of the first season. It was so mysterious.
Is that the one with the guy?
Yeah, so the guy basically like they found a hole. Well, no, at first they couldn't find him, and everyone was like, "What the hell?" The only thing that anyone remembered was that he was working from home at the time. I think this was like 2017, and he was working for some sort of journaling or something like that, a company. And all of a sudden he gets, I think it's the maid in the other room, she picks up the phone when he picks up the phone, because he gets a phone call, and all she heard was the tail end of it. Like he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm on my way," and like he like hung up the phone and he like darted out the house, and they were the only two in the house at the time. The wife wasn't there, nothing. And so literally like after that he was gone. After that, yeah. And so basically what ended up happening was they couldn't find him anywhere. They found his car in a parking garage, and then they eventually found, like, they were in one of the upper floors. They looked through the window and they saw a hole the size of like a body.
Oh yeah.
And like some like little things like glasses and a hat or whatever. And then they go down there. It was like it was kind of like a secret room in the hotel. Like nobody really went in there that much. They found his body, all like, you know, disfigured and everything like that. And the thing about it was that like the distance, like from the building to where the hole was, it wasn't enough for him to jump off and for that to happen. Like you would have to go so much further than a human can jump,
right,
to make that hole. And then it was like, okay, so did somebody purposely make the hole and make it look like that? Because what was really interesting about it was that the glasses and the hat and stuff like that were all perfectly
not broken,
just sat there.
Right.
And it's just like, so it's almost like it's almost like they were doing it on purpose. Like
they were staging it,
and they knew it was going to look obvious. The fact that like everything was placed there perfectly, nothing was broken, and then even the coroners or whoever was like messing with his body, they eventually came out and said the way that his body was disfigured was not consistent with a fall.
That's right.
It was consistent with being beaten because of the way his bones were broken. And I was like, what the hell? It was creepy shit. I think that shit was staged. I don't know how.
For sure.
But
yeah, I remember this now.
I think it was totally staged.
What about the one with the guy who like killed his kids? Remember? He put the whole family like under the house. Remember? And then he like ran away.
That guy scared the shit out of me.
Remember? But it was like...
Remember the end of the episode when he just looked, he knew there was a security camera.
He like waved at the camera.
And he looked and smiled and
waved.
But they
chased him forever.
And they never found him after that.
But there was so much evidence. It was like, oh, he had just bought or rented a gun.
Oh, yeah, all the evidence. He knew
bought,
that people were going to find out. Even his neighbors were like saying that he was like acting fishy because he was the only one there.
But it was like based on
for so long.
Spoiler alert! Like if you're watching anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch season 2.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
It's been long enough for season 1. If you haven't watched it,
you should have watched it already.
Sorry. But yeah, I remember it was like money issues, right?
Yeah.
And then the dad.
Yeah, there was a lot of money issues going on.
And then he
freaked out. His dad died and stuff like that. And he was just like, I think at that point he lost it. He killed his entire.
And then they found like the dogs and the kids. Dogs,
everything. They were all buried. Like under like the stairs outside, so like under the porch, they were all lined up. The thing is, the last person to die was one of his sons that like he was contemplating killing. He didn't even know he was gonna do it yet.
That's right, because he wasn't in town.
He wasn't in town. School. He came back. Everyone was dead, and he's like there, and like apparently like, you know, he ends up obviously eventually killing him, putting him under there too. But like it was just crazy how like the kid got there and like his whole family is gone.
Yeah. So I just watched An American Murderer. Mm-hmm. Please tell me you've seen that.
Nope.
Okay. So, dang, I don't know. Spoiler. Skip ahead if you don't want to hear about this. So it's a wife and a husband.
Yeah.
And the thing about this is like most of the evidence was like social media.
Yeah.
Because she posted a lot on social media.
Yeah.
And they just put dots together. And it's funny because like the episode start and it's all like police body cam.
Yeah.
So you see it. It's not like a reenactment or whatever. It's like it's actual footage of like the husband and like the best friend. So the episode starts with like the best friend being like, hey, like I haven't heard from my friend in a couple of days. Also, shout out to her. I think her name was Nicole. Nicole, you're a real one. You're a real one. You're like, hey, I haven't heard from my friend in a while. And she was like, she used to take her medication. And the husband shows up, like, after the friend, and he's like, hey, sorry, I was at work, blah, blah, blah. And, like, it seems normal. It seems normal, until they go to the neighbor, because the neighbor apparently had cameras outside. Mm-hmm. So they were like, oh, okay, let's go check the neighbor. Like, the cop suggested, he was like, oh, like, does anyone have, like, cameras? And they were like, oh, the neighbor. They go to the neighbors. I think the husband took a phone call, or he, like, stepped out, went to the bathroom, whatever. The neighbor immediately turns to the cop. He's like, he's acting sketchy. And he's like, he's not acting right. But it happens so quick because he's acting totally normal to you.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been around him long enough. I know how he acts. This ain't right. And I was like, oh shit.
Love it.
Oh, here we go.
Yes,
and that's like
real.
first 5 minutes of the whole thing. Dude, it's crazy. So, like, do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, they apparently... Damn, I forgot how they, like,
This is a movie or, like, it's a show?
It's a documentary.
Documentary.
American Murder. So, it's just,
Wait.
like, a couple of hours.
Don't tell me.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm excited now.
I feel like you didn't see this. Did you watch Don't Fuck with Cats?
No. You know what? I'm gonna start naming things you haven't watched now.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I've always told people.
Yeah.
If I ever get murdered, please hire 2 women who run a podcast to solve it. Because... Is
that what happened?
Yes. So, this woman, like, under a fake name, was, like, in a true crime... Was that right? It was, like, a true crime, like, Facebook group.
Yeah.
With other people.
Yeah. And
then wow, now I don't know the details. She apparently saw this video about, like, this guy, like, torturing 2 cats.
Yeah.
And then she recruits people from the group. So the group is now on it.
Yes.
They're like, oh, look at the vacuum he had in the back. Oh, they only sell that vacuum in 3 places in the U.S. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they were on it.
That's awesome.
They knew more than the police. They warned the police.
Yes.
The French police, I think you're right, somewhere. Another country, I think it was France. They warned the police that this was happening, like, towards the end.
Yeah.
And then it happened. And
dude,
then ended up
they were right.
A person. Yes.
So
he was just killing animals.
A person.
Mm-hmm. You know what they say, if you kill animals.
The thing is
right. So
right.
You need to watch that too.
Dude,
that's
so creepy.
Insane.
Have you seen Paranormal?
On Netflix?
Wait, it's not just called Paranormal. Paranormal State.
No, I haven't.
Paranormal State.
No, I haven't.
So that is an older show. But it's amazing. They basically, it's basically like ghost hunters. Like, they basically go into homes and they do, like, EMF readings and stuff like that, and haunted places.
I've always wanted to have that done.
It was such a good show. Like, I love it so much. Now I watch Ghost Hunters, which it's fantastic too, but it's based around a similar concept, and I love shows like that, like, where they go to, like, the most haunted places in America and they just, like, stay there in the dark. They, like, literally go through this shit and, like, they feel awful, they experience awful phenomena, they catch it all on EMF and on cameras and stuff like that. Like, especially Ghost Hunters is, like, super, like, they always catch a lot of shit. Like, I remember just watching one recently and I was, like, tripping. I was like, this is crazy, straight tripping. Also, what's another scary show that I would watch a lot? Well, it's not necessarily scary, but it's more like horror. Like, it would scare me sometimes. It's called, is it Paranormal? How can I forget? Supernatural. Those are my favorite shows, and I can't believe I almost just forgot the name. Wow. Shame on me. Like, no, that show was really great. I started watching it because I had to take it. I take a class, and it was like a movie class, like an extracurricular class in college, and we had to, like, decipher that show every single week. Like, it was just like a whole thing. Like, we had to keep watching episodes up until, I think, season 5, till the end of the semester. And at first, I did not like the show, to be honest, when I first started watching
That's the thing. I've only watched a couple episodes and I'm like, eh.
Yeah, but seriously, like, that's how I felt the first couple episodes. I was like, I'm not into this. And then as I kept watching it, I became obsessed with it. When I was done with the class in season 5, I kept going. I kept watching all the seasons. I became so obsessed with this show. I haven't seen the most recent seasons. I stopped at, like, season 9 or 10 or something. But just because at this point, I feel like they just, like, keep making seasons. But it is really good. It's a great show. I watched so many seasons of it, and it's fantastic. It has, like, a lot of, like, I think they even, like, had, like, La Llorona, and they have, like,
Dude, yeah. I think season 1.
Yeah, they touch on a lot of those, like, folk tales, like, you know, I don't think they had, like, they had, like, certain ones anyway, and, like, it was really cool. I like it. They were very creative with all that. It was a really good show. It was fantastic. And also the main characters are super hot, and that's why I kept watching it, because they are so hot. Dean and Sam. Oh my god. Winchester. Carry on my wayward son. Okay.
Have you been to Halloween Horror Nights?
I still want to go. I've been to, like, a haunted house, but I've never been to actual Halloween Horror Nights. I would love to go, though. I hear it's fantastic, and I love to be scared.
David. So the first time I went to Halloween Horror Nights, it was on a whim. I don't think we were going to go. And then my dad realized, like, oh, there's a Halloween situation happening here.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. You have to buy separate tickets for it.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was like, ugh,
But it was like
fine,
worth it.
but I'm gonna complain about it the whole time. And so we get there right, so like you're supposed to like come back at a certain time.
Yeah.
As the sun's going down. So we walk in and it's all staged.
Yeah.
It's all actors. And so like there was like people on bikes, and then there was like a front stage like where everyone was before they went into the park. And she like sacrificed like one of the audience members. She was like, I need a volunteer. And then she's like,
what? This was in Halloween Horror Nights?
Yes.
That's
and then you go in and the
awesome.
haunted houses are legit.
Legit AF.
Scared.
Dude, I need to go.
Capital S.
Because I've been to like some local haunted. I went to one at Adventure Landing at one point. I totally. They did it.
Yes.
They did it in the what is it? The shooting game thing.
The laser tag.
The laser tag area.
Yeah.
They set that all up. This was years ago, but it was
gosh.
so much fun. I was like a pansy when I was in there. It was hilarious. I was like grabbing onto someone I did not know very well, and I did not care.
That's what you do.
And no, it was actually really good though.
It's
at that
crazy.
time, I don't know how it is now, and I don't even know if they still do it, but it was really good.
So this past weekend, I actually went to a drive-through haunted road, and so basically it's like a winding like field, and on each corner of the field you have like different stages where like the action is happening, and you're just watching it from your car because hashtag social distance, hashtag in person.
Correct.
So you're driving, and like you start from the first stage, and then something happens, and then the character's like running through all these with like she runs to the next stage, and then she runs to the next stage, and then you don't hear dialogue from like the people, you hear it from the radio, so it's like pre-recorded, and they're just like acting it out, and I was just like, that's kind of creative. Like, was I scared? When they have other actors like pop up in front of your car, like I'll be looking to my left, and then all of a sudden to my right there's someone at my window, and you're just like
Love that.
Do you like being scared?
I love being so no and yes. I don't like being,
correct.
I don't like actually being scared by like someone I know like randomly like.
But you like a
haunted
haunted house
somewhere.
scared.
But I like to know I'm gonna be scared and then go get scared like a haunted house.
Right.
I know this is gonna be scary. Hell yeah.
Right.
So. Love it. What about some favorite like Halloween pastimes? Do you have any like cool stories like on Halloween that you know what my favorite Halloweens were? When the weather was normal and it was cold on Halloween. That's what I really love. And that has not been for years. I remember one of my hashtag climate change. It's real. No, I used to like have the best times at Halloween, but I know that like one of my favorites was when it was super cold and I was with a lot of my high school friends. We were in my neighborhood, and it was just great. Like every single Halloween I sweat because I always dress up for Halloween. Like no matter how old I get, I'm always gonna dress up, and that's
you forced me to dress up today.
always gonna happen. I did because yes, always good to be young at heart. And so I remember it was super cold and it was just so nice. Like it was just like I did not sweat one bit. I was able to walk super far. We were still trick-or-treating. We didn't give a fuck. We were still getting candy and stuff like that. Pushing kids out of the way. Get the fuck out of the way. Let me get. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it was no, it was a lot of fun. And then I remember the past couple of years I went to my friend Cassidy, her house, and she has like the best neighborhood for Halloween. I don't know what it is, but there's like always like some guy.
Neighborhoods, man.
It's crazy because it's a very narrow neighborhood. Like the streets are super small, but like everyone turns up for Halloween. It's so packed, like all the cars and stuff like that. And there's always this one guy having like this whole like sing along like thing going on, like where he's blasting music and he's like playing great music, and it's just like it's like a sing along kind of thing. Everyone stands out and just like dances. He puts great like dance music on. It's almost like a little club, like and like all these lights and. Amazing. I love it. Super fun. But those were some of my like nice pastimes. And
I think my favorite pastimes is just like going to like a Halloween party and like being super wholesome. Like I love the Monster Mash. And like Thriller. Love it.
Yeah.
That song makes me so happy.
It is.
Going to like Halloween parties where it's just like let's like do spooky stuff. I think one time I decorated like Halloween cookies. Like
Yeah.
That's the stuff.
Are you a decorator for Halloween, or are you not? Like, you're an anti-decorator?
It's not that I'm an anti-decorator. I just can't bring myself to decorate an apartment where it's just me.
So I do, clearly. This is my apartment. This is not what it's actually going to look like. This is for the podcast, but I'm probably going to get a lot more stuff. But I love, like, decorating for Halloween, dressing up, doing all of it. Because I'm crazy about Halloween.
That's why, like, I can't wait to, like, have kids in, like, a house so that I can go all out.
Correct. It'd be
all
a lot better
out.
in a house to, like, go all
If
out.
I'm not the best house on the block for Halloween,
then I don't know who you are.
I did it wrong.
Right. Because mine will for sure be the best house on the block. Because already the best apartment on the block.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I feel like one year you should go as, like, Dexter. Right?
I totally should. Dude, there's so many different characters that I have not been yet. I remember, like...
If you'll be Dexter, I'm gonna be Dokes.
When I was... Can we do that? Wait, I hate Dokes.
That's
right, perfect.
Point,
perfect,
right?
Perfect.
Surprise
right, because that ends up happening. What was I saying? No, so, like, basically, like, the decorating and stuff. Were we on the decorating? Yes. Are we still on that?
Yeah.
I don't even know where I was. No, we weren't. No, costumes. That's what we were on. So, I remember when I was younger, I was, like, a ninja for, like, 3 years straight. I don't know. It's fine. Like, I just reused the same costume. I would enter contests with my friends. We would go there, like, my best friends when we were younger. We would always go to, I forgot where we would go, but there was always, like, a costume contest. I think a couple years I was a Spy Kid.
Yes.
Yeah, I was definitely a Spy Kid a couple years. That was, like, one of my favorite costumes. What else? I was a vampire recently. I was, what was his name? V for Vendetta. That was a great costume. I loved that costume.
I still don't get that movie.
Dude, I haven't even seen the full movie. I don't fuck with it. It's kind of crazy.
It's like a mindfuck. You're just like, what?
Yeah, but that was a really fun costume. I obviously scary clown. I was this last year.
Yes.
So, and I don't even know, but it's so fun. Just like trying to like figure it out. I'm gonna be Dexter one year for sure.
For sure.
That's gonna happen.
I was Taylor Swift one year.
Oh yeah.
I had like a little flower dress and like a little hat and boots.
Love it. Have you ever like made your own costume?
No.
I know people that have, and I'm just like, I can't bring myself to do that. Like I'm a creative person, but like no, like basically getting pieces of clothing and making your own. Oh, see, I don't know. I normally just get a fucking costume. Like I just don't like.
There's so many things you could do.
I know, but it's just like I don't know. Like
my Taylor Swift one was just like a hat, a dress, and some boots that I had.
Well, when I do Dexter, I'm gonna have to do that because I don't think they have
gray
a Dexter
shirt, gray
costume.
pants.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the whole thing. Absolutely.
With the wig.
Yes. I have to learn to walk like him too. He has like this. I'm just
gonna follow you and be like, surprise me.
Suspicious sway about him.
Yes. With the knives.
All right. Love it. Oh my god. Do you want to move on to the next segment?
Sure.
Okay, so it's gonna be. Okay, let me pull it up.
Okay.
So we posted something on Instagram today.
Right. So this was. I'm gonna give her credit. This was not my idea. Nor was this your idea. So this was our mutual friend's idea.
Yeah.
And so we are going to call this segment, What Would You Do? You being you and me.
Okay.
So people are going to submit, like, their awkward situations, things that they're going through.
Yeah.
You know, just things that make them uncomfy.
Uncomfy.
And we're going to tell them how we would react to that situation.
Yeah.
So our friend sent us one to start off with.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Okay, great. My coworker thinks we are way closer than we actually are. She thinks we're besties, but 1, if it weren't for work, I definitely would not befriend her. 2, my involvement in her life has strictly been giving my opinion on situations it's clear she's putting herself and kids in danger. Toxic friendships, boyfriends, poor financial decisions, etc. Additionally, she has serious abandonment mommy-daddy issues. I may have inadvertently come to fill that mommy role for her. I am soon leaving my job to move out of state with my spouse, and my coworker is taking it hard. Capital H-A-R-D. Even though I've been conditioning her for a year that this change was coming. She cries, tells me she doesn't know how she can live or work without me, and insists I can't take time off, so I'll be at work with her. She even threatened to talk our boss out of approving my time off. And she was 100% serious. HR and my boss have yet to intervene. David and Kenji, what would you do?
Is that a real story?
Yes.
What the heck? That's crazy.
This is the text in front of you.
That's crazy.
So, first of all,
is this person okay?
We're gonna call this person A. We're gonna call our friend A.
Okay. And then we're gonna call the other person that she's talking about. I
don't know her name, so
we'll call her B.
We're gonna call her B.
Okay.
So A, what I would do is just be like, hey, I'm sorry you're going through that, but this is just what's up. Like, how do you...
I would just be straight up and just be like, this is not your
Why is this person
business.
taking it so seriously, though? We're not,
well, I'd just be like, this is... I don't... Like, I would just be so straight up, like, in the most nice way I could possibly be, but just be like, hey, like, this is my time off. I can use it however I'd like. And...
Also, you're leaving, so who cares?
And I'm leaving, and I warned you about this, that this was going to happen, and this is, you know, this is my choice, and everything's going to be okay. Like, also, don't... Let me stop trying to, like... I would just be so real. I'd just be like, stop doing that. It's not okay.
Well, first, I would just like to say that I think it's weird. Like, hey, in about a year, I'm going to be moving, just so you know. So
you
you're
think it's
emotionally...
weird that A prepped her?
So I think A knew that this would happen, kind of. Mm-hmm. So she was like, hey, just so you know.
Right.
This might happen.
Yeah.
Because why is this person just so heartbroken?
Yeah.
I mean, she did say she feels like a mommy role and she, like, doesn't handle abandonment well.
I would just sit down and have a conversation with her and be like, hey,
why do we even need to go there?
Okay?
Am I just
she's
a
threatening
bitch?
to take her... ask people to take her PTO away or,
well,
like, not able to use it.
Yes.
I'd be like, hey, this is not your place.
But I feel like there's two things. So, one, you're upset that I'm leaving. Why are you so upset?
Also, she seems emotionally unstable. Sorry.
Well, that.
Right.
Well, why are you so upset? Two, not only are you upset, why are you trying to fuck with my PTO and my whole, like, time off situation?
That's crazy.
But
that's why you sit down and you be like, yo, let me be real.
I think she has.
B. Can I call you B? Let's have a chat. Like, seriously.
You know what? I'm glad we did this for the Halloween episode because this is scary.
Horrifying. I would be horrified for this. I would not play.
Enforce not only a 6 foot, like, distance.
Yeah.
12-foot distance.
12 feet. Double up. And saddle up.
I'm sorry you're going through this, but the thing is you're leaving, and it does, like, none of this matters.
And B, mind your own business.
Not your whole situation. Right. B, if you're listening,
please stop.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Your beeswax.
Business. Secrets are no fun if they're not shared with everyone except for B, because she takes it too seriously.
And too far, and it's just overstepping your
boundaries.
I
can't imagine just feeling that way about someone at work.
It's just such a weird position to be in. I feel very bad for A.
Like, if anyone in my life was like, I'm moving, not even just because, like, oh, she's moving jobs, regardless, but she's moving because of her spouse.
Right.
Because they have to. So it's like, are you a baby? Because build a bridge and get over it. Like,
right. That's just crazy.
The only thing I will say to you is stay safe.
Right.
Keep safety your top priority.
Right.
Keep one eye out.
My advice is just have a chat. Have a quick chat with her.
A real
ass chat and be like, can you please not do this? Can we just, are you okay? Like, everything's going to be fine, but, like, this is my time, and
also
this is not to be messed with. Like, this is not okay for you to do, and
right.
You need to kind of move on. Like, this is a normal thing that happens. We're all adults. Like, that's ridiculous.
Correct.
Like, anyway, that's nuts.
So, thank you so much for your submission.
Thank you. Yes,
we look forward to many, many more of your submissions. If you have an awkward situation that you're dealing with, be it a partner,
yes,
a neighbor, a person you met at the grocery store or the gas station, anyone. We want to know.
We want to know.
We want to know. We want to laugh with you and cringe.
So, kind of late night pod
At Kinda Late Night Pod on Instagram. Send us your submissions.
Yeah, we have an actual like our most recent post is that. So like.
Yeah, but feel free to DM us.
But you can do whatever. Yeah.
And we'll keep it anonymous, and we'll read it here, and we'll feel with you. We'll feel with you. Right. I think we're moving on to the BuzzFeed quiz.
We're moving on to BuzzFeed.
Yes.
So it is everything Hocus Pocus. So this BuzzFeed quiz it's going to reveal which underrated Hocus Pocus character matches your personality.
Ooh, can I guess?
Yeah, so let's guess first.
I think it's going to be
Who do you think you are?
What's his name? Thackeray Binks?
You think you're Thackeray Binks?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be? Sketchy ass cat.
Thackeray's hot. But and the cat's really cute too. But that he turns into.
Or I'm Sarah Jessica Parker's character.
I forgot what her name was.
Sarah Sanderson. Is it Sarah Sanderson?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
I think I know who you're going to be though.
Who do you think I'm going to be?
I think you might be Winifred.
Watch me be like the little sister. Anyway, quiz me.
Okay. So choose a way to protect yourself from witches. Circle of salt, standing in a cemetery, plugging your ears to avoid their siren calls, or play dead.
Probably Circle of Salt.
Same. Pick a Halloween costume in Hocus Pocus. So Allison's old gown, Danny's witch, so the little sister, the mama's Madonna, or the devil costume.
I'll say Danny's witch.
Oh
no, I am going to be the sister, aren't I?
Yep. Pick a life potion ingredient, dead man's toe, oil of boil, dash of pox, a piece of your own tongue. Ooh.
Dead man's toe.
Dead man's toe. Pick a Halloween activity of past years. Trick-or-treating, taking in the Halloween decorations, dancing it out, or giving out candy.
Trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating, for sure.
Choose a spell to cast. Perfect weather on your day of choice. Instant pumpkin spice lattes on demand. Transportation to a tropical island, or turning your enemies into puppies.
Transportation to a tropical island.
Woo! All right. Pick a character. Max, Danny, Allison, or Binks.
I'm gonna say Binks.
Little Binksy. Pick Halloween song. I Put a Spell on You, The Monster Mash, Ghostbusters, or Thriller.
Obviously, I Put a Spell on You.
Put a spell on you.
Spell on you.
Pick a witch's item. Cauldron, spellbook, broom, or a hat.
Spellbook.
Yes.
Am I
Danny? Oh
no!
My God.
I mean, read the description.
So, okay, he's one of the main characters, obviously. She's underrated because people underestimate her value and capabilities all the time. Danny totally embodies your childlike spirit and life. She's smart, spunky, and knows what she wants. Although at times fearful, you both stand up about things that matter the most.
Is that me?
Congratulations. You are Danny.
Is that me?
That's you.
Okay.
My turn.
I'm gonna quiz you. I think you're gonna be Max.
Oh, Max. He's so hot too.
Right.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be Binks, but because I'm a wise cat.
I'm the cat.
I am the cat.
Okay, choose a way to protect yourself from some witches. Circle of salt, standing in a cemetery, plugging your ears to avoid their siren calls, or play dead.
Circle of salt, for sure.
Circle of salt. Pick a Halloween costume in Hocus Pocus. The old gown, Danny's witch, the mom's Madonna, or the devil costume.
The devil costume.
Pick a life potion ingredient. Oil of boil, dead man's toe, dash of pox, or a piece of your own tongue.
Oil of boil.
I don't even know what that means.
Neither do I.
Pick a Halloween activity of past years. Trick-or-treating, taking in the Halloween decorations, dancing it out, or giving out candy.
Trick-or-treating.
I feel like you should have said dance it out, but okay.
Nah.
Choose a spell to cast. Perfect weather on your day of choice, instant pumpkin spice lattes on demand, transportation to a tropical island, or turning your enemies into puppies.
Let's do perfect weather on your day of choice.
Mm-hmm. Pick a character. Max, Danny, Allison, or Binks.
Binks. I was gonna pick Max because I love him.
Pick a Halloween song. I Put a Spell on You, The Monster Mash, Ghostbusters, Thriller.
The thing is, I Put a Spell on You.
You picked all of my...
but I have to be honest.
Okay. I mean, it's a bop.
Gotta be honest. It's a bop.
It's a boppity bop.
I love that song.
Okay, pick a witch's item. Cauldron, spellbook, broom, hat.
I would say... The thing is the spellbook. It's a spellbook.
Okay.
I can't, lie.
You are Mary Sanderson.
Oh my God, Mary! Is that the one with the vacuum cleaner as a broom?
I think so.
Oh my God.
She might be overshadowed by the wits of her other sisters, but Mary Sanderson is an icon just like you. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, or a flying broom out of a vacuum cleaner, your choice. You don't care about recognition, you just want your loved ones to be happy. What a wholesome queen.
Hashtag wholesome
That is
queen.
you.
What the hell? I love it. You know what?
Love
I'm
it.
Mary Sanderson.
And with that, guys, that concludes
We
our
are signing
Halloween
off.
episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't
we
forget
hope you all
to
have a happy Halloween.
yes, have a happy and safe Halloween, whatever
Yes.
you're doing. Please
Social
remember
distance, wear your mask. Whatever.
wear your mask.
Be safe.
Like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, and if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, please rate us and send us some love.
Yes.
Share it with your friends.
Yes, share.
We wanted to make sure we said that.
Absolutely.
And with that, have a nice night.
And have a nice Halloween.
Ooh.